Hey, y'all be quiet. The show's about to start. Be quiet.
To the latest installment of the Brogram with your favorite brothers, giving you all the hottest news, hottest jokes, hottest skits, hot dogs on deck. If you watch the promo, follow us on Instagram, Twitter. Give us all your thoughts and opinions. Let the fellas introduce themselves, starting with my man Justo.
Just start off with my topic?
Yeah, I said introduce yourself. That was
okay.
awesome.
Oh, okay. With my bad, we was joking.
All right, I'm the difference. It's the 10 cents.
Were you trying to start the wave? Like, was he supposed to go next? All right.
The old guy.
I'm in the mood right now.
The family guy.
Pause.
The newlywed. The connoisseur.
As you can see, this is a real laid-back show. We don't really care. We're just going to do what we do, and whatever happens, happens. So keep on tuning in. Like I said, hit us up on Twitter at @the_Brogram, or you can follow us on Instagram, the Brogram6. Give us your thoughts, insight, and let us know what you think about the show. So we're going to run with a few topics here, and just whatever comes to mind is going to happen. So, Justo, since you were ready to jump on the gun last time, what you got for the topic?
All right, today I want to talk about... Wait, what is jump on the gun? What's that
I
about?
was about to say something that was real gay, so I tried to cut myself off. Didn't really work out well.
Pause.
We got it.
All right. I want to talk about something that I've been seeing lately on social networks. It's the resurgence of the light-skinned, dark-skinned beef between black people.
There is no battle.
And what team are you?
That's something he's trying to figure out for himself. I've been seeing a lot of light skin be like, and it's funny sometimes, but it go overboard. You know what I mean? Sometimes I get upset about it. I'm like, really like, because they be trying to make it, because they try to make it seem like we all Drake. Like, first off, Drake ain't even black, all right? Drake is a Canadian Jewish person.
Why you? Tell us why you mad, son.
I'm telling you why I'm mad. You know what I mean?
Why they make all light-skinned cats feminine?
Yeah, they be like light-skinned dudes be like, then they have a picture of Prince or somebody like licking his fingers or something. Like,
Look at his fingers though.
Anyway, what y'all think about it? Ain't that serious?
How they play the video game, Kel? You see that one? They play the video game and be...
The darkies always got one in their belt, huh?
You team dark skin.
I'll let one of the darkies talk before I go. Everybody, team dark skin?
I'm not I'm not on either side of this
All
argument.
right, I think me and Tier or the difference are in the middle. You like, bro?
All right, how about this?
I don't run from my color. I stay inside on purpose.
All right, how about this? How about
Can I
this?
be on your team? You almost there. You about there. You about there.
Well, obviously we only have one team dark skin.
All right, so how about this?
we got two. Kel.
So they say a long time ago, there was beef between light skin and dark skins. You know what I mean? Because they say the light skinned people was in the house, and the dark skinned people was outside. Because the light skinned people was product of the slaves and the slave masters mixing up, and they come out with a mixed baby. What I'm saying is, do you think that those things are kind of underlying now? Like some people are insecure about themselves, so they hate other people?
Of course.
Yeah, that's what any color.
Right. I mean, there's research that backs that.
Exactly.
How does it go? Can we elaborate on it?
I mean, black people have always had a divide. Everybody, they find a reason to try to separate themselves from the race. You got your rich, poor, light-skinned, dark-skinned, educated, uneducated, and there's like a plethora of other things that they try to separate themselves from. Oh, I'm too dark, then I get this stereotype. I'm too light, I get this stereotype. You just got to be comfortable with what you are. I'm going to tell you right now, joke aside, I always laugh about being a house Negro because I would like to learn how to read and eat good food. I'd have been happy to be a house Negro.
But the research that I'm talking about, it actually takes elementary school children and it places two dolls in front of them. There's a black doll, there's a white doll. And you see which one they choose. And more often than not, the black kids choose the white doll. Why? Because she's pretty, because she has long hair. Things like that. She's smart. And that's what, a lot of, they hate their own hair. They hate their own selves.
I love my hair.
They're dark.
Which brings me to another topic. What's up with Team Natural? How do you feel about this?
Team.
I call it team don't feel like trying to do my hair. I think that's what it really
It
is.
needs to be team stop right now.
Team not for everybody.
I mean,
That's
right.
There it is. That's the truth.
That sounds
Team
fun. That
not
sounds
for
good.
everybody.
Not for
Say something
everybody.
else.
Hey,
Because
man.
some people is trying and they should not try. They should not
But-
be doing it.
Every person deserves to express his or herself the way that they choose to, no matter what. I mean, it doesn't matter if you feel like they should do their hair or not do their hair. They can do what they want.
If you expressing yourself, why you got to put team in front of it? Why you can't
I mean,
be myself natural?
I mean,
We
all wanna-
this,
we
team
all want to
this.
identify with. I mean, we all want to identify with the group, or we all. Yeah, exactly. We all want, in some sort of way, to feel like we belong. I mean, it's the team, and especially if you got enough people that say, "Oh, I call it team. You don't do your hair." Then you got enough people against you. Then and there's somebody else that's team. Don't do your hair. Then it's easy to band with them. So then you got a little strength in that.
I've been team natural for about 10 years, so don't matter to me.
Right.
He team
Be
Jordan.
you. If you want to just have a curly fro
Ain't no weeds
that you
for
got
balls.
and then you just get up and go in the morning, be you, girl. But don't complain about everybody with their weave in their hair. If you want to be team natural, let them be team. I spend too much money on this hair and I can't do anything besides sleep like this.
Thank you, Elder. We appreciate it.
Remy.
It's all about that Milky Way. What else we got? Current event. What you got, man?
All right. So one thing I wanted to discuss. We just had the situation in D.C. My condolences for the situation out in D.C.
What happened with that? Go ahead.
There was a mass shooting in D.C. and 12 victims. The gunman was dead as well. So basically, I just want to know, like, what do y'all think? Like, what's the issue behind this? Like, what is it? What's leading us to this? And what is it? Is there anything that we could do as as citizens, as community members to target this?
She got media, man. See how you pondering, brother.
Was this at a school or something? Or was it just...
No, it's at a Naval Academy. I think it was our naval
Installation.
installation. Yeah.
I just feel it's a copycat. Just like they say in football or basketball and sports in general, it's a copycat league. Somebody, you start with Columbine, so that's the new rage. People want to express themselves and hate the world and mad at the world. They want to make a statement or go out with a bang. So instead of just taking their own life or dealing with their own issues and going through it, they decided they want to go out with a bang and leave a mark and be this person in history. So once they had the Columbine thing happen, then you started having all these issues at schools or colleges, sporting events, movie theaters. So now everybody wants to leave a mark. They don't want to just be like, oh, my life is miserable and I'm going to take the easy way out and kill myself. They want to take other people with them. So they're just being selfish,
Yeah. So
in my opinion.
Okay, and I can't say that I agree, but what I'm saying is, like, how do we target that? Is there anything that can be done? Because if it's just a copycat thing, then it just goes on and on and on. And Columbine was 14 years ago. That was 1999.
I think what happens is most of these individuals that do these type of shootings, they usually have so much stuff built in that they have not talked to anybody about. I mean, they just literally are just holding everything in, and they get to a point where they just explode. And I think as young men, we should talk to other young men and young ladies to make sure that they're getting their voice out. If they feel a certain way, hey, look, pull them to the side. You can talk to me, man. Whatever you're going through or whatever's going on in your life, talk to me about it. Because I mean, if these people keep holding all this stuff in and they don't seek any help, they're gonna go out and keep doing the same things. And that's the only way for them to show that, look, something's bothering me, so I'm gonna show the whole world that something's bothering me.
Yeah. You work at a school. Do you see anything that triggers these things or could be changed or helps out?
Working at a school, like, there's a lot of bullying going on these days, and like y'all was saying, builds up on the inside, especially if nobody's doing anything about it. The adults that they tell or friends and stuff like that, nobody help take up for them, stuff like that, so then they feel alone, and that stuff can build up, and just one day they explode, and they react how they react. So it don't have to be a gun. It could be like elementary school where I work at. Kid could grab a pair of scissors and just go around and cut up whoever you want to, stab whoever.
I think to answer your question so far, it seems like it's a society issue that we need to figure out what we need to do. Got anything to add, Mr. Newlywed, with your 10 cents?
No. I mean, it's just. I mean, I agree with all you guys. It's just we need to start paying more attention to youths and because a lot of times they come from, you know, the troubled backgrounds that you see a lot of these shootings and everything come from too. You know, maybe from broken homes or, you know, abuse, things like that, you know, growing up. So they have all this pinned up anger and aggression and things like that, and they've never expressed it. Then when it finally, like you said, comes to that breaking point, then you hear about it on the news.
Yep.
So, you know, it's a matter of trying to get to them before that point. You know, and like us, a lot of people person. You know, I'm real chill, real laid back. Like I like to talk to people, have fun, whatever. So, you know, maybe sometimes just being that friendly, you know, person in, you know, somebody's lives and just being positive can help.
Gotcha.
Stay away from some of that stuff like that. So
Yeah, one more.
I think one of the large factors is the news itself. Like he was saying, the copycat things. I think if you watch the news, it's evident that they place greater emphasis on bad things that happen than good things. It's like when bad things, the news should be called the bad news, pretty much. It's just all bad things all day. And so when something like that happens, and then they pretty much, every TV station shuts down, and that's all they talk about, they made it seem like mass shootings are the most important thing. And so that's when the copycat things come around, because people want to feel important. They felt insignificant before. So, you know, I'm not going to talk.
I got a spin-off question. A topic that was discussed around me for the past couple days. How do y'all feel along the lines of this conversation? How do y'all feel? What do y'all think about uniforms in school? Do you think kids should be forced to wear them? Different levels, high school, middle school. Do you think kids should be forced to wear them? Or do you think that it makes a difference, doesn't make a difference? I have my own opinion. I'm going to hold it to last. I'll let you guys go first, but anybody want to tackle that one?
I've heard about it. You know, I saw the same conversation. I had the same conversation the other day. And I saw people talking about it, but I think I don't agree with it, but I don't disagree with it as well. I see the positive in it because now you're not worried about, you know, the fashion show at school. You focus on other things. You know, sometimes parents even said, hey, you know, help me out with school shopping. You know, I only got to buy this little white polo or something. But, you know, but the thing is, because, you know, sometimes if somebody can't afford, you know, obviously, you know, the name brand, you know, clothing items and things like that, you know, sometimes that's a cause of bullying too. Like, oh, look at you, you got on that, you know, that Walmart stuff or whatever, this and that. Parents can't afford it, you know. So if everybody's wearing the same thing, it kind of eliminates that whole problem right there.
I'm going to put somebody on the spot. You from the same place I'm from. And our spectrum as far as school uniforms is a lot different. I went to a private school for high school before he moved up here. We're in Omaha for everybody. Omaha, Nebraska. He was in the public school, but we both school systems had uniforms. So I'll talk about my experience a little bit, but go ahead about the public school version of having kids in uniforms, because y'all was wilding at 35.
How you volunteering me to talk?
Easily, because that's the only way you're gonna speak up.
I'll give it till 10 cents.
Boom.
Well, with our uniforms, I mean, we still did what we wanted to. People still got clowned, you know what I mean? Because either they had Dickie or they didn't. They had Dickie pants and a Dickie shirt, or they didn't. Like you said, a little simple white polo. If it wasn't no Dickie polo or Dickie whatever they had, you still got clowned. They used to tell us what black shoes. Don't wear no black J's. Don't wear no Reeboks, no Nikes, none of that stuff. If you had on some Payless black shoes looking like boots, you still got clowned. I mean, and that's how it was. I mean, simple as that. So, you know, I made sure I was straight. And
correct me if I'm wrong, the females wasn't no better. You would think, oh, the girls in uniform, everybody was saying they had the plaid skirt, but then they would take that mother home, cut it up, have it short, and they're supposed to be all right.
Yeah, take the they'll make their pants tighter than mud. Like they'll be so tight they bend over, they got like a little rip coming. Like by tomorrow, if they wear them again, you see everything. Look good, though. They did look good.
Y'all are grown now.
Wow.
They did.
Listen, shout out to everybody in New Orleans. That's
What's your take?
My take, I went to a private school, West Bank of New Orleans.
You think you're better? Okay.
No, I don't think I'm better. You may be a better person, but I don't think I'm better.
Better than us?
No, never that.
Light skin.
You're my compadres.
Light skin.
Anyway, on that, I think that along the same thing Kel said, I think it alleviates a lot of problems and also helps students to focus on the things that are right. If you have everybody with the same outfit on it, there's no reason to have a team this, team that. Now, don't get it wrong. Kids are kids. They're imaginative, and everybody wants to be an individual at some point. And during the middle school and high school years is when they're discovering who they are. But I think this kind of puts people on an even playing field, so to speak, for the most part. Like he said, people still gonna find a way to tease. If you really want to tease somebody, you'll find a way. Your shirt wrinkled, your pants is faded now, your shoes is whatever. Kids will be kids. But I think for the most part, it puts some kids who might be down here on the totem pole a little bit higher and evens the playing field. They're more focused in class on class itself, not what so-and-so has got on or what my parents can't afford or I got to wear the same clothes all the time. Like you said, with parents, you only got to buy 5 for the same pair of pants and 5 of the same shirt. You ain't got to spend $200 on a first day of school outfit, Thanksgiving outfit, Easter outfit, picture day outfit.
All right, Elder.
Picture day.
Man, they can't never have no kind of talk without you doing the elder guy. You sure can't. So what's your take on it, young brother?
I mean, I went to a public elementary school, and they started to implement the uniform thing when I was like in 3rd grade. But we didn't have it every day. It was a couple days out of the week you wear a uniform, and like I guess we kind of divided ourselves.
You never heard of that.
Huh? Right. Well, no. So they wanted they were phasing
Whatever you want to the other day.
Yeah, no, they were phasing it in. So they were phasing it in, but the way that we got
Say. So you told me how to put on my suit today? My bad.
Oh,
anyways,
Put on that bad boy
so they were
Thursday.
phasing in these uniforms.
Oh, Lord.
And so the way that we divided ourselves is like, well, some people didn't have the uniform. Like some people didn't have it at all. So, but they were trying to.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Jeez.
Right. So some people didn't have it at all. But I think that had they done it the right way, the way that you're talking about, that it could have been effective. You know, in disseminating some of the conflicts that arise from you don't have these clothes, you don't have these shoes. You know, but I don't know. We gotta find other ways other than just clothes.
So y'all just had uniform Thursdays.
Another thing I think that what it's also contributing to is the sneakerhead, fad right now too. Because the thing is, which we could talk about another time, but with now they got these uniforms, so now kids are like, okay, well they don't require us to wear a certain shoe, so I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go get the freshest kicks,
That depends on
that
depends on the school system or whatever. They want to require everybody to have the same kind of shoe, same color shoe, or for the most part.
But I've seen a lot now these days where they got to wear certain shirt, pants, but the shoes anything goes. So now you got the kids out here with the Jordans, the LeBrons, Nikes, whatever, name brand type stuff.
Can I say something?
So now it's gonna kind of
Go ahead, sir.
This is going to another topic, but it's just real little. For the people that call themselves sneakerheads and you're not really one, and you just feel like you got gear because you spend your money on shoes, but you don't really have money and you don't budget very well. Can you get your life together?
Starting today.
And budget and save. Because it's not impressing anybody.
Nobody.
you got the fresh shoes, but you ain't got gas money.
Right, yeah.
Or
Or you got the fresh shoes,
That Dilto Express.
but no way to get where you need to go. Or you got fresh shoes and you don't have a job. Or you got unemployment and you got just get it together.
Please.
You want you to have fresh shoes and a fresh
It's my
plane.
priorities.
Right.
That
Priorities.
is priority.
Speaking of priorities, let's move on to some sports right now. Age-old topic, everything going on. Yeah, I said priority. That's a hell of a segue. If you let me finish. Damn, Team Light Skin don't stick together.
I thought you were going to go to
I
my
thought y'all
topic,
light
but
skin
go
cats
ahead.
stick.
Team Light Skin don't stick
Go
together.
ahead, talk about
I
sports.
thought your topic went.
We tried to, but then you cut him off because he was stuttering about it, and he did the intro.
No,
Ball,
you
light
called
skin
me for my topic.
Talk about sports. Let's go.
Let's talk about light skinned cats with the legs crossed. Let's talk about that.
I want my shoes to be seen.
You
And
Sneakerhead?
no,
You got gas money?
hey,
Mr.
sneakerheads ain't got
Connoisseur?
these. You know what I'm saying? Sneakerheads ain't got these. But go ahead, man.
right. That was
I told you go to the topic, man.
age-old topic or discussion on should college athletes be paid?
Yes.
So my question is, if your answer to this question is yes, how do you propose that it works? Since you jumped out, what you got? Yes, and why?
Because they work for the money. Why should they not get any of the money that they work for?
I can argue that.
There's
Okay.
marketing. There's marketing money that's behind it. There's ticket money. There's television money. There's all kinds of money that's being made off of this. All these companies make it's probably more than $1 billion industry.
Right.
And the athletes, what do they get? And once they're done, if they get injured, while they're playing, while they're making this money for the schools do not care. It's not about them at all. They don't have anything else for the rest of their life. They put their bodies on the line, and like they're working.
All right, let me ask you this question.
What?
Random person that is in the science department does the same thing for the school. So if as an athlete, me explain my stand on this. As an athlete, you're getting paid already by getting a free education. Everybody don't get a free education in college. Let me finish. Random student who has a 2.5 or whatever has to get loans, salary made, tuition assistance to pay for school. Or you can work really hard and get a scholarship, right? Get a full ride. So as an athlete, you worked hard. They want you to play. You have a skill set. They give you a free ride. What makes you any different than the student that's going there? Y'all both.
Because
Let me finish.
the
Let me finish.
businesses that
Let me
they're working
interject
for
on
are
this one.
different.
I got you. Hold on. Let me
The
finish.
revenues,
Well, let me finish my
that
point.
their businesses bring in, no,
But let
it's
me
not
finish.
equal.
So you're saying the person that works in the science department who's getting this giant grant and loan for the science department by doing all this research on cancer, AIDS, cure for something else, they don't get paid for their work and research.
Why not?
The money goes back to the
people,
school.
When people get grants and stuff like that, there's a stipend that's late.
They don't get a cut of the grant. The school gets the grants.
Okay, so there's hundreds of millions. These coaches make millions.
They get paid.
The coaches make millions.
Supply
What do
and
the
demand.
players make? No, supply and demand does not apply here, and that's not how.
You don't
That's not how supply.
You don't
and
have
demand
to play
works.
college football.
That's
You can
not
sit out
how.
for 3 years.
That's not how supply and demand works.
I just like being devil's
Okay.
advocate.
That's
I
not
actually-
how
I actually
supply
had-
and demand
Let the
works.
student
I'm
athlete
saying,
speak.
Let's laugh at
former,
him in
former,
this scenario.
I'm saying former student athlete. Okay, I see what both you guys are saying.
D3.
Don't blame me. But anyways,
What you got?
but I'm saying the
Call
well,
that man a JUCO athlete. Oh dear God. Oh.
JV. No, no. The thing is, but yeah, you go to school and yeah, you get paid to get an education, which is great, like you said, next to the science student, whatever. But the science student at the end of the day still has time to go have a job if they want to, you know, and they can bring in income that way. As a student athlete, you don't have any other free time for the most part. You're either at practice, you have weightlifting, you have meetings, you know, you're traveling, you have games. So you may be able to get a little work study. What I did back in the day, I had a work study that I did twice a week. That's not really bringing any income at all. You know, that was just, for the most part, gas money for the week. To go where? Nowhere. I'm not really out kicking it now, out hanging with my friends, not at these, you know, restaurants or whatever. So, yeah, I think you should pay the student athletes, but there needs to be a system for the most part. My first college out in Ohio, shout out to Baltimore College, you know, whatever. I played basketball out there. They had what they called a Jacket Express card. And basically they had relationships with local businesses or whatever, and they gave you a certain amount of money per semester on this card. I think that's a perfect system because you could go buy things from the student union, you could buy things from local restaurants and whatever that had these contracts with the school. I think something like that will work where you're not, okay, I'm Johnny Manziel. I got, you know, they just paying me 10 racks on racks on racks and I can do whatever I want. It's still you still have money and still do whatever things that you want to do and buy food and whatnot, but it's not, you know, it's still contained and they can still control that for the most part.
Yes.
I think that's
Hold on.
what
Let's see what student athlete. Y'all something student athlete number 2?
Student
No, I wasn't
number
talking to him.
2, go.
I don't have nothing to say.
Let the person who has something to say go.
Keep volunteering.
Dang. All right. So
Respect.
I think that the workers I think that the workforce should be compensated in fair comparison to the work that they're putting out. I think that they either do that or they get rid of all the marketing and all the other money that's into it, because if they're not being compensated, then they're being paid less than minimum wage, and it's really equivalent to slave working. Because if you feel like just because you get an education paid for, which is what $100,000 over 4 years, you get education paid for, but you bring in millions and millions of dollars, it's not equivalent. It's not equivalent at all.
And that was kind of like that story. I don't know if y'all ever saw that 30 for 30 on the Fab Five. The story about the Michigan players, how they were saying, man, we're everywhere. You know, we freshman sensations. We everywhere with March Madness. Our pictures are up on, you know, in the shoe stores, billboards, whatever. We're traveling over to Europe. Jalen Rose, starting point guard at the time, he's like, I was broke. Like, everybody, he's like, oh, these are the shoes that the Fab Five wear. He's like, I didn't even have $7 in my bank account. I couldn't afford Taco Bell. But everybody's getting millions. Everybody's getting money on top of us, concessions, ticket sales, everything like that. But I'm broke. Like, what about me? But then all of a sudden, when these players take money from a booster or whatever, they find out now it's against NCAA regulations.
And NCAA, these games were being broadcast on television. They were being broadcast a lot of places. And when Nike and places like that figured out that, oh, we can market through this, then they put, you know, they were like, well, we'll put dollars into this. And so these NCAA rules that are built around it are like, well, we want this to be an amateur sport, but they're bringing in professional money. So they're treated as amateurs while everybody else receives that professional money that they're bringing in. And it is not fair.
I'll play devil advocate. I do think it should be paid, and I'll tell you my reason on how I think it should go. But on that, with the corporations get into it, that's nothing but sponsorship. You have AAU teams that are sponsored. You have every sport now is a full-time sport all year round.
Don't say it's nothing but sponsorship.
I'm telling you on the surface. Of course, they're gonna get something out of it. Obviously, what person is gonna invest something without trying to get something back? That's the American way. Of course, they're gonna get something out of it. They're gonna get their logo on this jersey. They're gonna get this kid to go walk through high school with these shoes on. Adidas, Nike, Reebok sponsor all kind of high school teams for every sport. They got a scoreboard with Coca-Cola on.
Those dollars go a long way. Those dollars go a long way, because when you're giving a couple thousand to a high school team compared to a couple million to a college team, compared to you have your logo on these jerseys that are being bought, so you got residuals from that, you got money from TV. It's not.
Who makes these players go play though?
Equivalent.
Who makes these players go to?
So what are they playing? They're playing. No. Right. So they're playing because they have hopes and dreams, and so they're selling their dreams because they're on their last leg. They don't have anything. They want something. They're trying to get something.
To that league.
Right. And so when they don't make it, and all these millions, they done brought in millions, but they have nothing to show for it.
You know that going in.
And I'll be done.
Okay, so our next topic, chivalry.
Okay, first of all, you
what
may have
happened-
noticed somebody is
What happened to
missing.
that other guy?
Family Guy had to go tuck his daughter in and read her bedtime story and not get cursed out by his wife.
Oh,
He's a good guy. We need more like him.
It's not even 9:30 yet.
Kill's on his way. He's next.
Nah, my wife, she know better. You know,
And she's also here with
she's also
right
here
now.
laughing, as you could probably.
She's the audience.
That ain't funny, dog. But anyways, what about chivalry? How? I mean, y'all got anything?
Well, the status of chivalry today,
It's dead, and why?
it's dead and why? It's dead for a lot of reasons. I think personally, chivalry started back in a time where women, first off, didn't work. The man was the provider and the woman stayed at home, so therefore he was chivalrous and showing that he could provide for her and showing that he could be, you know, it was his job to take care of her. And she took care of him at home, and that's how it went. But nowadays, a woman can do everything that a man can do. She can make as much money. She can make more money. She can do everything herself. And as Beyonce and Destiny Child said, they independent. They don't technically need anything from us. That's the word on the street. I didn't say it, you know what I mean? But
That's what they say out loud.
As for me personally, I like to be chivalrous with who I'm with. Everybody else, I don't really care so much. If they right there, sure, I'll hold the door. That's easy.
I
But I'm
slam
not
in
gonna
their face if I'm not with them.
I ain't gonna go out of my way to be chivalrous to a woman that ain't mine. I'll be friendly, not whatever.
I think men get the blame for chivalry dying, but I think women have just as much blame as the guys do. Now, culture has changed a little bit. Everybody want to be rich fast, and women want to be big independent women. I got all my money, but I also want to be a freak in the sheets, but I want to be portrayed as a woman in the streets. I'm very ladylike. But I'm like Justin said, I'm cool with chivalry to a fault. My mom taught me manners. I'm going to treat a woman the way I think she should be treated, but with me, you got to earn it. Like, if chivalry's not dead with me, I'm just not going to give it away.
Right.
Like, that's my 2 cents. 10 cents going to be in here a little later. But, like, I hold the door open for you. I just don't want you to walk up to the door and then stand there. Like, that pisses me off. Like, if you walk up to the door before me and they expect me to open it, we're just going to both be standing there. I'm not opening it. So, for, like, going on a date, me and chivalrous and paying for it, I'll pay for it. And, ladies, it's the little thing. Sometimes, like, if you offer to pay for it, I'll be like, no, but the fact that you offer it means a lot. At least to me. I'm speaking on my own accord. Married man, chivalry must work for you because you put a ring on it. So, yeah, how'd that work out?
Yeah. Nah, she knew Man, no doors, ain't do nothing. Nah, honestly, like I said, you do.
That's how you start off all your answers. No, honestly.
No, but for real,
but for real though. The like I said, like chivalry. I don't know if it's dead or for the most part, but like I said, you got a lot of independent women out here. They can do for themselves. They don't need men to do anything for them these days. Honestly,
So they say.
So they say they need to reproduce. Need us, but
I want to know what kind of women y'all talking about.
You ever run across any of those?
When we say what?
Any of those
Like, y'all
types?
talk like women that say they don't need a man and all. No, I don't. Like,
So any woman you come across needs you, like you just gotta do for them, or they not gonna survive.
no, I'm not saying that, but that's not what chivalry is. It's not like a man doing everything for a woman.
Well, break it
What's
down
your,
for
what's
us,
your
brother
definition
T.
of chivalry?
Break it down for us, R&B
Give
singer.
us the difference.
Go ahead and tell us.
Well, I don't know.
Somebody
I
Google,
mean, it's-
somebody
like,
Google
it comes
chivalry
from-
real quick. I'm gonna
it's-
Google chivalry.
I read an article
Do that,
about
do
it
that.
last week. Actually,
Okay.
it's like somebody was asking if chivalry is dead, but it comes from a time where it was
Like medieval type
knights.
stuff?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it comes from way back
They
then.
was
So
talking
it
about
doesn't even
chivalrous.
it doesn't even apply to us now. Like, I mean, more so now, it's like a gentleman versus not being a gentleman, and maybe treating a lady or treating a person like a lady when maybe she might act like a hoe or something like that.
I think it goes
That
back
might
to
be what we talking about.
I think
I mean,
it
I
goes
don't think hoe is a
Oh,
bad
I
word.
got.
Go
Let
ahead.
me get his definition. Then I'm glad you
Hold on,
said
my nigga,
that.
I'm gonna fight for you on a joust and whatnot.
According to my,
I challenge you to the duel.
Hey, according to my definition, chivalry, the sum of the ideal qualifications of a knight, including courtesy, generosity, valor, and dexterity in arms.
Dexterity.
So hold your
Hey,
door
so-
does
I
not
have
include
Hold on,
arms.
hey.
into that.
I have
Two,
arms.
the rules and customs of medieval knighthood.
No, I was listening.
Right.
Yeah, that
And
white
so-
horse treatment went
and
out
so-
a long
Three,
time
hold
ago.
on, three. The medieval system or institution of knighthood. 4, a group of knights. 5, gallant warriors or gentlemen.
5 of us.
Let's
And
see what
that's-
you have.
Those are the definite.
The
Okay.
wife.
That is the wife, by the way. She like, oh, y'all.
That's
yeah.
wrong. That's a
Y'all
lie.
looking at
Oh.
male chauvinist.
Say male chauvinist.
I see the medieval system, principles, and customs of knighthood.
That's
But
Brogramopedia.
it's honor towards women.
Let me throw these right here. While
But
I-
it's not.
Don't
but
try to
honor
twist it towards
it's
the
not
women.
It's not
What is
holding
it?
the door.
Chivalry went out when the times changed because here's the
First
thing.
one.
We talked about this on our last show about courting and dating and how things have sped up a little bit. Chivalry went out because there's no courting anymore. People go
Right.
right into dating and getting to know each other and being in the bed together. You gotta
Hunching.
give somebody time to be chivalrous.
Right. Right.
Hunching.
Hunching.
Out in these
Okay,
streets.
this says the qualities idealized by knighthood, such as bravery, courtesy, honor, and gallantry towards women. A manifestation of any of these qualities.
But it wasn't towards women though. That's not.
You do it towards men?
It was-
No, it wasn't. No.
He
It was
said
a
it didn't have
personal-
nothing to do
It was
with
a
romance.
personal quality.
He said it was just a customs and courtesies of being a gentleman, like you said earlier, right?
Right.
Versus being a ratchet young knight
So honestly, I agree. Chivalry is dead because we not
Medieval
living that
times,
lifestyle.
it don't apply.
We not medieval.
Right.
So hold your own damn doors.
So when
Wow.
A whole mind.
But no, so when these people, and I'm gonna say these people, complain about
These people, and when I say these people,
He mean these guard tools.
so when these people are complaining about chivalry being dead, they don't even know what they really talking about because
They can't even spell it.
They don't even know the historical context that goes with it. Maybe they're asking for a gentleman, but maybe you need to act like a lady.
But if you act like you chivalrous, then sometimes they put you in the front category, or you weak because you too chivalrous.
Right.
That's who y'all
every
dealing with.
I'm talking in general.
where I'm from, I'm from a neighborhood and an area where it was an insult to call somebody friendly. So like being a gentleman, like that was not gonna get you anything. Like girls wanted the thug, the drug dealer. Whatever. Now of course I'm grown now. I never been no thug or no drug dealer, so it didn't apply to me. But it did kind of discourage me from all the nice, flowery, make believe fairy tale stuff in life. It made me realize that wasn't gonna happen. Like maybe I'll look up and meet one person like that. But if you dating and you just out there like that, for you to go around trying to be chivalrous to everyone or treat everyone like they up on a pedestal, all you gonna do is go broke. Cause
Let's switch over to, let's take chivalry out of the picture since none of us are knights and there's no King Arthur and all that.
We were talking earlier though.
I'm
Dexterous arms.
what
about manners?
I'm Merlin. The wizard.
Who pulled the sword out the stone and whatnot?
Excalibur. The little beaver looking dude. Alright, so I just wanted to flip it a little bit since we're getting off of chivalry and knighthood. Let's talk about manners, because that seems to be an issue in today's society. We're talking about on a little virtual break here. We're talking about people holding doors open and stuff like that. Do you think manners are a given or is something that like you gotta earn, or like what's up with manners in today's society?
People don't like to act with manners, but we still should have them. Like it's just because people don't do it doesn't mean that we shouldn't have them. It's always good. You want to be around nice, respectful people, courteous people, and I think that we should be in a place where we can be comfortable knowing that wherever we go, we will be around courteous, respectable people. That's not the case, but it should be.
All right, fellas, what's the time limit on holding the door open for somebody?
I think it's a distance limit. I say like 10 to 15 feet out. You good? You know what I'm saying?
Far.
That's too.
I gauge mine. If I walk up to the door, I'm walking up. Man, I open it. I'm gonna look back. If you like 7 to 8 steps, I don't want to hold the door that damn long. Like I just walk. I just let it flow slow. I just close it.
And put it like this. Okay. The better she looks, the longer.
I want to talk about shit. I was talking about in general.
We in a we all work in professional locations and whatnot.
Okay.
What's your maybe it's a
automatic
client or a
doors at the
customer or
gym.
whatever? But do you feel a little awkward sometimes holding your door open for a dude? Just a
No,
little?
like I'm secure on manhood. Like I just know I'm being courteous. Like if I'm walking up, and you about 5 paces behind me. I go to the door. I'm gonna hold it open for you. Or it's cool, like it's like a double door system. I grab the first door, you walk through. I expect you to grab the second door and hold it open for me.
Okay. This actually something
that was
I
common
thought
sense.
about. I've thought about this before. Okay, you open the door for somebody, they go through. You actually get the second one. Do you want them to say thank you twice?
No, they gotta say thank you.
Why would you get the second one? Though?
Hey, but no, you like that.
I ain't get the second one.
Usually on that second door,
It's gonna be a stalemate.
it's a laugh. It's like a.
They be like, thank you.
If I grab the first one, you better grab the second one, or we're gonna be standing there looking at each other like who's gonna grab it.
Quiet though. It'd be a quiet one. They'd be like this. Thank you.
All right, manners part 2. Elevators.
Thanks, go.
Somebody run to the elevator. Do you press the button?
Hold the elevator open.
I'm gonna act
you
like
press
I'm
the button?
trying to hold it open. I'm gonna press door close. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Elevator, like it ain't like you can
You
really
didn't
be
factor
late
in
going on the
elevator time. That's what it is. You didn't factor in elevator time. You should have been faster. Come running up here trying to get on the elevator. I hate people that get in the elevator when it's like 6 people, and then like with luggage at a hotel or something, and then you walk up all late and you gonna try to squeeze in like you see there's nowhere for your behind to get in, but you just gonna capacity.
And on top of that, when they finally squeeze in with everybody in there, everybody going to like the 6th floor, they hit the 4th. so we gotta stop for them.
Yeah. It's like every time you wait and hold an elevator for somebody, they always inconvenience your elevator ride. They always like you said, you going to the 6th floor, they going to the 4th, but they accidentally press 3 first. They're like, oh wait, I ain't going to the 3rd, I'm going to the 4th. Like it just becomes a long, drawn out thing. And then when you stop at the 4th, somebody from the 4th gets on, and they only going to the 5th. So now you stop 3 times.
One take the
like,
stairs.
I ain't never gonna get to the 6th floor.
I just want to lay in my bed, take these clothes out of this bag, and get to the party life.
That's it.
Oh my God! So
That's
manners are. It just depends, I guess, on the person.
Right.
Is that what we come to?
As far as at my workplace, I feel like it's all about appearance. I feel like manners. It doesn't really matter if it's genuine or not. It's just about you making a good impression. No, seriously, it's just about making a good impression and looking nice. If you walk in one day at my job, hey guys, how's it going? Let's have a great Air Force day. I'll hold the door for you, whatever. Like, it might seem corny to you, but like people will remember that for weeks. And like the higher ranking people, the upper echelon leadership, they will notice you out of everybody. They'll be like, wow, that airman so-and-so has a good attitude. Even if you only did it one day out of every 2 weeks, that sticks in people's minds. So like that's the only advantage I can see to really doing that. Bad attitudes the same way, but good attitudes, like people remember when you do something nice. So that's the benefit of it.
Yeah, it may seem corny, but like I said, like people do remember that, the positive and just the over the top, like manners and being happy. Huh?
It's all a drop in the bucket.
How do you feel?
Julius.
What? You think chivalry or manners and all that? What you got to speak on?
Chivalry is done.
I need money.
I mean, manner-wise, people these days, they just react on how people treat them. That's their whole deal. So you can't get that across nobody's mind that, no matter what, how a person treats you, you should treat them with respect and, all that stuff. But people just stuck on stupid, talking about, he was disrespectful, he raised his voice, or he did this and that, so I'm going to do the same thing to them. So that's all I got to say. That's how I feel. That's why I ain't said that.
It's all about tone. Watch your tone. Don't talk loud to people and expect them to not get loud with you. At least not people of urban descent.
So,
Why did you tone?
He just wanted to try to piss me off on camera. Not going to happen. So, somebody was talking about it earlier. Let's move on to music. What do y'all think about like artists who albums leak before the release date? Y'all basically, I don't care. I'm not paying for your album either way. I don't care if it come out on time. I'm not gonna pay for it no matter what time it come out. But what do y'all feel? I know
so disrespectful to the artist.
I'm broke, dog.
There's a couple different philosophies on why that happens. The first one is they leak it on purpose because they want to build up the buzz, and they leak it like a little bit before the album comes out so people can hear it and be like, oh, this album is great. But I think the reason why that happens is because like you have so many different people working on this album, so many different producers, so many different A&Rs. It's like, Drake, for example, is a real industry kind of guy. Like there's a lot of people behind him, that, lead up to the Drake image. You know what I'm saying? So while he's working on this album, they're passing his tracks from this producer to that producer to this A&R to that person. And while it's going to all these different emails, I guess everybody's integrity ain't up, or some people just want to pass it to an extra person and be like, hey, look, I got this Drake album nobody else got. And they showing off and it leaks that way. But I don't feel bad for them because I feel like if you was a complete artist, you wouldn't need 100 people to help you get your album made. And all these people wouldn't have their hands on it in the first place. It really should be an artist, a producer, and an engineer. That's all it should be.
Sometimes people flip it though, because they leak the album, but it's not actually the album itself. Like, you may, it's missing a few songs, or you may hear something on there. You be like, oh, okay, this thing, and it's buzzing. Everybody think they got it. Then when the album actually hits, you like, oh, I ain't never heard that before. And and it's like, oh,
I think that comes from the people.
So the thing is, so it's still, you still gotta buy it, to get the full experience, whatever, But so you gotta be smart, I guess, on the artist's part. Like it's more of a strategy
I think the incomplete album comes from, like I said, people emailing it to each other, thinking, "Oh, this is gonna be on the next album," and then they put it out that way, and then it doesn't. And then like a song that ended up being on a mixtape, you thought it was on the album, and it wasn't, because it just passed around and people talking about it. But like I said, too many hands on your work. Hey, that's how it is. You got to keep your work under wraps if you don't want nobody to know about it. Like, you can't trust anybody.
I don't listen to leaked albums.
I also don't listen to leaked albums.
I don't care. If that mug is out and it's free, listen to it right now. I don't care. I figure like this. I'm broke. You was broke too as an artist one time. Give me your album for $4. Don't make your album $15 and you got 8 songs. That's like $1.50 a song. I don't even want to do the math properly. That's how I feel about it.
That's not how the business is.
How the business is I am poor.
Just like
you're not
like
poor, dude. Let's be real. You're not poor, okay?
Right.
I have other priorities than buying your album for $12, $15.
This dude got an Audi sitting on blacked out rims with a big crib, you know what I'm saying? Flat screen with the double vision. With a 100-yard backyard, you know what I'm saying? We out there barbecuing, got swimming pools, water guns. Like, don't let him fool you, okay? Let's be real.
This episode of the program is sponsored by Plastic Dip.
He can afford to buy an album, all right? But the thing is,
This is exaggerated.
people spend money on the things they want to, and then when it comes time to pay someone else for their services or for their hard work, you're like, oh, I ain't got no money like that.
Brings up a good point.
I ain't got no money.
Okay.
In certain communities, people don't like to pay for the quality that they get. They want a discount on everything. I feel like I said something already. Don't cut me off.
Oh, I feel. No, the thing is, like, with me, with the whole...
I knew what I was going to do already.
What if you pay for an app? I pay for an app that give me access to that. I pay.
Well, I got Spotify, but that,
I got Spotify
that pays
too.
the artist.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
But it don't link the album.
But you still have access to the album right there in front.
But they get paid every time the song plays, and it might take 100 times to make whatever the same amount. But I'm
then
like
I'm
J.
good.
Cole's album.
Oh yeah, hey, pay the artist. As long as I'm paying for Spotify, I'm not cutting the artist short. So y'all good.
I go to your concert.
You're just a cheapskate, sir.
I am.
You're a cheapskate.
I'm not disputing that. I'm frugal. Like you said, my
Only when it comes to music.
I actually love music. I'll get every album that come out. I just don't really want to pay for it. To be honest with you. I can hate what you want.
iPhone on deck, fresh Nikes.
These old things.
Shut up.
Yeah.
These old things.
Yo, I got these like 6 months ago.
You ain't been over.
These old things, I got these 6 months ago.
We sitting next to the about to be 6-figure to my left.
Yeah.
Hey!
Already 6-figure to my right, but I'm the one who can. I'm the one who
Anyway, enough about ballers who don't want to pay $10 for an album. You know what I'm saying? But they got whole floors of their houses as closets. We're not gonna get into that. I help this guy move. I know how much stuff he has.
Hey, I buy him if the clothes.
Enough about it. It don't even matter. It don't even matter.
If the clothes fit, wear it. That's what he was gonna say. That's the wrong one.
If the clothes don't fit, you must have quit.
Hey man, nothing I purchase is full price. It's all on the sale. Hey, what can I say? I don't pay
Have you ever bought anything more than $10?
Of course I have.
But you can't afford an album?
Not that one. Now I get it for free. Free $10.
Pirating is still.
I ain't pirating. A friend of mine who I don't know on some virtual site let me borrow the album.
Pirating. Is that
all right?
word? Is that
all right. So moving on. I saw.
It's like a pirate.
Pirating. Is that really is that how you pronounce that?
He tried to French it up.
Is that how you pronounce that?
No, it's not.
Pirating?
He just tried to French it up.
Piracy.
Yeah, I know about piracy.
He's talking about his word.
I don't know about.
It's not pirating.
So one of the reasons why people don't feel like it's important to buy artists' albums, especially rappers, because you see them in the video with like $500,000 worth of jewelry on, and they bragging about all these crimes they committed and how they did all these illegal things, but then they complain about illegal downloading. But my question is, what do y'all think about these about specifically our culture in rap and how we brag about, not we, but they brag about crimes they committed and about violence and things like that, but they turn around and say, oh, well, it's just entertainment. Do y'all feel like we're perpetuating the negative stereotypes about ourselves and then turn around and holler racism when it comes back on us?
Okay, honestly, I was just thinking about this the other day. This kind of goes back to our last episode. You guys see? About how people have become, artists ain't true to themselves and they sell out for the most part. But the thing is, okay, these artists grow up in, urban communities, low income households, stuff like that, so they can rap about the rap game and the struggle and all this stuff and drug game and all this. But then when they finally make it and they have success, now they're not living that lifestyle no more, but we still want them to be true to that, and we want them to be like, he ain't rapping about this no more. Yeah, T.I., whatever, Family Hustle. Shout out to T.I. I think he's still, T.I. still holds it down, whatever. But
your music has to evolve with your life.
It evolves, exactly. You can't be rapping about, I'm living, started from the bottom. We in the gutter and all this. Well, Drake ain't never started from the bottom, but you know what I'm saying. You live in the gutter, and you could live about, being on food stamps, all this stuff like that. Now you multi-millionaire. You're not selling white. You're not doing this and that.
Jeezy,
Rick Ross. You're not doing that no more. Like, it's cool.
Don't come kill me. I didn't call nobody's name. That's them. Come
I
find
ain't
these
the album
fools.
anyway, so
Come find these fools. I didn't say that.
Trapping 103.
I'm just saying, you're not living that lifestyle no more. Yeah, you still throw a couple bangers out there, but like, we know you're not living that lifestyle no more. If you multi-millionaire, you can throw diamonds and cars and all of that. We know you're not living the drug.
People don't care, apparently. That's his question is. They saying all this stuff, and we know they don't do it no more, but like he said, no one cares, because you can still buy the album.
But the thing is, when they do just speak on how they're living now we complain that it's not, or society complains that it's not true to where they came from. Now, he sold out. He this and that,
Okay, but at the same time, people get mad and call them stupid when they do go to jail for doing the stuff that they say they're doing in their songs. So it's both ways it's stupid.
So people are asking for more fakeness. What are you saying? Because they.
I mean, like when they feel like that person being fake, they not they not living that lifestyle. But then when they do it, like T.I., gun charges, Gucci doing this and that, people be like, oh, he's stupid. He got all that money. He's still doing that. So why is you complaining if he wasn't doing it? It's like
because people are not evolving with the music either. All right, if you got a person that, all right, a few of you guys up here are aspiring artists, or y'all laying the foundation to become greater artists. My thing is, like, your art is your story, right? Or supposed to be your story. Like he's saying, you get more money, you get more experience, your story should evolve. The problem is the consumer, or people listening, want to feel connected and want to relate to what they're hearing. So that's why a lot of artists stick to that, then I got $3 billion now.
That's not the only way to relate, though.
No, I'm saying that. I'm not saying that's the only way. I'm saying that's why they sticking with that. I got to get the people what they want or how they can relate. They can't relate to my 5 mansions. They can't relate to this. But I think it's the consumer's fault. You as a consumer are getting older in age. You having new experiences. So you should evolve with the music as well. You shouldn't be stuck on Jeezy for 10 years. Move on from Jeezy to somebody else that's rapping about the stuff you're doing right now.
But But you got to think about, is it life imitating art, or is it art imitating life?
Both.
And so for some people like us, I would say the music, we feel like it should be art imitating life. But there's a lot of people, it's probably a bigger population that is life imitating the art. And like the artist should take on a lot more responsibility in having a voice, in talking about something that's real, something that's relatable, something that can power some people forward, because most of our culture is a consumer culture. Consumer culture is a follower culture. Consumer culture, like it consumes whatever is given. It does what you tell it to do. And so the artist should take some responsibility too.
I feel like it should be more to your music than just what's happening, who, what, when, where, why. There's more to life than that. What about principles? Like, there's some things about you that don't change no matter what your situation are. You can go from being dead broke to being super rich. There's some things about you that make you you that never change. For instance, me personally, and probably every man here, family is important. Like, that doesn't change no matter if I have a little amount of money or a large amount of money. So But when you listen to rap music today, how often do you hear people talk about things that are that important to them? It's always about like the superficial things, whether it's rich or poor. You know what I mean? Like there's more to life than that. Well, let's talk about the unseen, like the principles behind it. Don't just tell me what you did. Tell me why you did it. Tell me why you feel like that was necessary. You know, people say like, oh, I sold drugs because I had to. Why? Like break it down for me. Tell me why. Why couldn't you go to school? Why did you have to? You know, I feel like a lot of people just say what happens and and that's all there is to it. There's no meaning behind it whatsoever.
There's no substance.
Right. There's nothing unseen behind it.
And that's my problem with quote unquote artists. To me, an artist is somebody who's painting a picture. No matter what your art is, whether you're a literal artist drawing stuff, painting, a musical artist, whatever your range is, I think that you're going to be telling a story. But people, like the conversation started off, people are telling a story to a fault. They telling this is my boy's story. Oh, it's my mama's struggle. Cool, like you said, what's your struggle? It's cool, you're a trap boy, that's great. Now, take that and you are up here, you are somebody everybody's looking at, do something with your music. Don't just be like, I got all these, okay, you want to have an album with 10 songs? All right, have 3 party songs. Have 2 trapping songs. At least have 1 Dear Mama song on there.
Right.
Pac was, to me, one of the greatest people, but because he was so versatile. I think there's no versatility. Everybody find their lane, and they want to ride that lane. Right. And that's all they want to do is just coast to keep on getting money brought into them because, hey, that's the bottom line right now. Get money.
I know I said this last week, but J. Cole's Born Sinner album is versatile. And it does get to these things.
Freddie Gibbs, baby.
Freddie Gibbs was 24/7. There are a few people out there that do that. J. Cole is one of them. I give him that. He's one of the people who do that. You know, overall though, I wish more people spoke on who they are as opposed to just what they do. Because what you do doesn't make you who you are. Like, it's just something you do at the time to get by. Like, okay, you sold drugs. Is that all there is to you? You're a drug dealer? That's it? Like, you're not a son, a brother, a father, a man to your woman? I mean, there's more to a person than that. You don't have a religion. You don't believe in anything. Like, what makes you is not just what you do on an everyday basis just to get by. That's just what you did.
Shrivality? Is that a word?
Triviality.
Whoa, we just making no words. Well, that's a nice episode of the program. We want to say thank you to everybody that's been following us on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. We really appreciate all the love. Go tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a mama to view the next episode. And don't forget, this episode and other ones for the future work with you guys interacting with us. So please hit us up on our Twitter account, _Brogram. That's THE_Brogram. On Twitter, on IG, it's the Brogram with the number 6, the Brogram 6. Facebook, you can just search for the Brogram Show. Anybody got anything else before we get out of here? You want to drop some science? Funny joke you heard this week at work? What y'all got? No, that's how we
bring us over with the song, Justin.
We still looking for an outro, folks. You got some samples of come on. That's our challenge, y'all. Create an intro, theme song for the Brogram.
Yeah, do our work for us.
That's what I really was saying.
Y'all trying to be chivalrous. Help us out.
Have some manners and
have some
contribute.
chivalry.
Don't just sit there and benefit. Contribute. Give us something.
This show is your show too. Women.
But y'all ain't gonna get paid if we ever get paid.
At all. No, but y'all come to the studio audience. We ain't giving out no free prize like Oprah. You look under your seat, it's gonna be dust.
I'll get you some fries from McDonald's.
It's gonna be carpet. Yeah, look under your seat, it's gonna be
dust
carpet.
at his house, carpet here.
Oh yeah, anything to say? Hit us with the song, baby.
Alright.
The Brogram.
The Brogram. The Brogram.
You know we're gonna be in it.
It don't work without Calvin.
They gotta work without Calvin?
It don't work
The
without
ass
Calvin.
ain't here. The Brogram.
The Brogram.
Nah. That's
Sunday.
it, man.
Monday.
Is that our song?
Peace.
Alright.